Jungkook's concerned that Jimin suddenly sprinted after physical training has stolen the spotlight, both among his military colleagues and his fans. The events that took place at one of the physical training grounds in the military seemed to leave a big question mark for many people, especially regarding Jimin's condition. That day, as usual, the entire military consisting of various units, including Jungkook and Jimin, underwent intense physical training. This exercise is indeed part of the daily routine that every soldier faces, but on the day, there is something different. After completing a grueling physical exercise, Jimin was seen separating from his group and suddenly began running away from the location. His sudden and unexpected movements immediately attracted attention, especially Jungkook, who was nearby. Jungkook, who had always watched Jimin's condition closely, immediately sensed something was wrong. He saw that Jimin looked more exhausted than usual, and although physical training in the military was indeed quite heavy, Jimin's sudden reaction to running away from the training site without saying anything made worries arise in Jungkook's mind. Without thinking twice, Jungkook tries to calm Jimin down and approaches him. He talked for a while, trying to get Jimin to talk about what really happened. However, what is surprising is that Jimin chose to remain silent. He seemed reluctant to give any word to Jungkook or his military colleagues about what had just happened. While continuing to walk away, Jimin avoided giving an explanation and chose to be alone, away from the crowd. The commotion was not only witnessed by Jungkook and some of the soldiers at the venue, but also by a number of fans who happened to be around the training area. The fans, who indirectly witnessed the incident through a considerable distance of sight, immediately spread the word about what they saw on social media. The incident quickly became a highlight on various online platforms, leaving many people wondering about Jimin's condition after the incident. Reactions from his military colleagues also varied. Some of them were worried about Jimin's physical condition. Physical training in the military is known to be quite heavy, and although they have been trained as members of boy bands who often perform on stage with strict physical training, the situation in the military is certainly different. Some of his colleagues hope that nothing bad will happen to Jimin, especially since he is a figure who's been known to be tough and always tries to carry out his duties well. However, Jimin's unwillingness to immediately provide further news or explanation made concerns increase. The other soldiers who witnessed this incident began to wonder if Jimin was experiencing a certain pressure or burden that many people might not know about. Those concerns continued to loom large throughout the rest of the day, while fans on social media began speculating about the various possibilities. Although the situation appeared tense, some in Jimin and Jungkook's close circle suggested that the public should not worry too much. They confirmed that Jimin has been known as a strong person, both mentally and physically, and may only need time alone to reflect or recover after strenuous exercise. Some have also speculated that Jimin may be facing additional pressures related to life in the military, which could be in stark contrast to his life as an idol. Nevertheless, Jungkook couldn't completely hide his worries. He and Jimin were already like brothers, and any change or unusual attitude from either of them would be immediately apparent. Jungkook's deep affection and care for Jimin was clearly reflected when he tried to approach Jimin in those difficult moments. Despite not getting a direct answer from Jimin, Jungkook still hopes that his colleague will be okay. There are many fans who feel what Jungkook feels. They voiced support for Jimin on social media, hoping that whatever happened that day was just a temporary situation that could be resolved soon. They also hope that Jimin will soon give good news, both to Jungkook, his colleagues in the military, and to his fans who are always looking forward to the latest information about their idol's condition. The uproar created by this incident ultimately led many to highlight the importance of physical and mental health in the military environment. Military life, which is far different from the entertainment world, presents its own challenges for K-pop idols who are serving in the military. Not only do they have to adapt to a life full of discipline and order, but they also have to face the pressure of public expectations that continue to follow their every step. In the end, everyone could only wish Jimin the best. Despite choosing not to give the news right away, his fans and colleagues still support him wholeheartedly. They are confident that Jimin will soon return in better condition, both physically and mentally, after going through these difficult times. Jungkook, as a close friend, continued to provide support in silence. He may not have gotten an answer from Jimin at the time, but he stayed by his side, making sure his best friend wasn't alone in facing whatever challenge he might face. The deep sense of brotherhood between them had been evident over the years, and no situation could sever such a strong bond. As time passed, the public continued to wait for further news from Jimin. Fears may still be there, but with the support of his fans, military colleagues, and Jungkook, Jimin is expected to make a full recovery and resume his duties with gusto. After all, military life is a journey full of trials, and Jimin and Jungkook have shown that they are capable of facing any challenge with extraordinary courage and toughness. Fans, both in Korea and internationally, can only hope that this incident serves as a reminder of the importance of maintaining physical and mental balance, not only for Jimin, but also for all idols who live their lives under the public spotlight. Support and love from fans is one of the things that has always been a source of strength for them, and in any situation, fans will always be there to support their idols, including Jimin. As time went on, the atmosphere among fans continued to flare up. They were waiting for news from Jimin after an unexpected turn of events, while speculation continued to surface. Several media outlets have reported various possibilities that could explain why Jimin suddenly ran after physical training without telling his colleagues. However, in the absence of official statements, various assumptions only expand anxiety. In this situation, fans continue to show their support by sending loving messages through social media. They try to encourage Jimin, hoping that he will know that he is not alone in facing the situation. International fans even devised hashtags to increase the visibility of their support, and many of them sought to appease fellow fans who might be more anxious. Behind this tension, the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin is once again in the spotlight. The closeness that has been established over the years through their time as BTS members makes Jungkook act as a figure who is always there for Jimin. Even in the harsh military life, where emotional ties are often tested by difficult situations, Jungkook remains faithful to Jimin since that incident. Many fans have been hoping that Jungkook would be one of the first to hear what really happened, but among the anxiety, there is also a great sense of hope. Fans continue to pray and give hope that Jimin will soon return in better condition. They hope that the incident is just a small challenge among the many long journeys faced by Jimin and other BTS members. Meanwhile, fans continue to pour out their love and support, both to Jimin and Jungkook. Not long after the incident, several reports from insiders said that Jimin's condition was physically fine. While there was no official statement from Jimin or the military, the news eased some anxiety among fans. However, they're still waiting for news directly from Jimin to make sure that everything is really okay.